Hello, this is Elsa with Justafewdesigns at blogspot.com. It's been a while since I've had the pleasure of talking to you ladies. I've been getting a lot of calls, well not calls, but emails on what kinds of glues I use. So I thought I'd take time to show you all my arsenal. I'm going to start with this one.
Scary glue.
The scary glue. When Crystal first saw this, it's by Elmer's Craft Bond, and it's acid free, so it's good for your photos. She does not like the messiness of it. This one I've had for about 2 or 3 weeks, so it's thick already. It's not, when you first buy it, it's really fluid.
It goes bad fast.
Yeah,
at least mine did.
Well, you really need to make sure that when you use it, you cover it. Even in between uses, you need to make sure you put that lid on because it dries really fast. What I love about this, if you work with papers, I tend to just work with cardstock. But whenever you want to put like the designer papers onto cardstock, if you use any of the other brands, it tends to have that wrinkly effect that just looks horrible. This does not wrinkle, and it says it right there. And when I first bought it, I thought, yeah, whatever. And ladies, it's true. Your papers will not wrinkle.
I love it now.
The only thing is that if you want to make it repositional, you put it on one side and you put it on your project. If you want it to be permanent, you need to make sure that you do, and it dries really fast. So you need to make sure that you put it on one side and the other, and then put it together while they're still wet. That makes a permanent bond. Now, I'm just going to take a little piece of scrap sheet of paper here. And another thing that I love about this glue is that if you get it on something where it wasn't supposed to be, it just, what is that, rubs off? So see, they both have to be wet. You just put them on top of each other. And see how I have some extra over here? That just rubs off. And it rubs off your paper, and it just clean. See, it turns a little gummy, but then it just wipes off. It's awesome. You don't have the glue there. I just love it. Now, when I do a mini book, I use a whole bottle per mini book. It goes that fast. It's about $3 is what this sells for. My next one is this fast Tacky Aleene glue that I use a lot. Now this one is a little frustrating because it's so thick that you have to squeeze the crap out of it for it to come out. You see how thick that is? This is a really thick.
Do it on the red.
On the red?
See on the white.
By the way, Crystal's back, so I'm not flying solo today.
Hello.
So it's really thick, see? So it takes a lot of wrist action, strength, but it's really thick, so it doesn't run down your paper or anything. Now I use this one a lot, but if you were to put another paper on top of that, the only problem I have with this one is that you will be able to see the lump where the glue was. So I tend to rub it into the paper, and see how thick that is? I use and usually I use my fingers, and I just do that, and then you position it. It's also great because you can move things. It gives you a little time to move things around, but if you do have it showing, that one doesn't come off as easy, and that does leave you a little mark there. So that's that one. And I use this one when I want to put like that, cardstock to cardstock, or it's really for anything. It holds really good. It's fast grabbing. Now this I use when I want to glue the what is this, a doily. Those doily papers. If you put any other sort of glue on this, especially if you put it on this open area right here, you can see it. Now I use this to adhere it. I have a little box, or you could do it over your trash can because it is going to go everywhere, and this is very sticky. It gets on your fingers, so this is not a happy glue. You tend to say a few choice words after you use it, but it's very effective for this kind of flimsy paper. And because I mean, if you're going to use stuff like this on here, it'd be really hard to get it all, especially if you want this to lay on your paper flat. So I spray it with this. A few sprays, and put it on your paper, and try to pat it down when you do it, like with another piece of, oh, I just got that glue all over me. You try to pat it down and it stays and it's permanent. So, and that's about the only thing I use this for. I've tried it also to use the UT instead of using the sponge. I spray this on the image and then apply the UT, you know, that thick embossing powder. But I don't think that you're supposed to be putting heat on this because this could be flammable. I have 5 minutes left?
You're at 5
Oh, okay. So this could be flammable. So you're on your own there. Okay, I'm not telling you to do that. So if you catch on fire, it's not my fault. So don't use it with heat. Forget I said that. Just use it for this stuff. Okay, so that's one glue. Somebody had asked me about my glue gun. I have this little cheapo glue. It's by AdTac Project Pro. The only reason that I bought it is because it had that fine point on it. Now, it's not, I wouldn't say go out and buy it. It's the best glue gun, but it does get the job done. It does have the little tip to it, and I think I only paid like, God, I'm going to say $10, $7, $10, around there. My biggest gripe with glue guns, and Crystal's biggest gripe, is that they don't have an off and on switch. So I put one on mine. And I'm going to show you, or try to show you how to do that. You buy these little things right here. They come like this. These switches at Lowe's. This was $2.95, so $3, okay? And it has an off and an on. You just turn it for off and turn it back again for off. Now, the size, you see the little hole? That's what you need to look for when you go buy one, because your cording has to fit through there. So this one would have been too small for this one. So I had to use this bigger kind, okay? And they're different. So when you go buy yours, if you decide to do this, take your cord in and ask the guy there how it's gonna work or what you're gonna need. Because this one was put together a lot different than this one. This one's really simple. You just tear it apart. You have to cut your cord in half. Okay? Now, on mine, I put it way down here. So this is really heavy, so it tends to want to pull my gun off the table. So it's better to put your switch closer to your gun. That way it's not hanging from the bottom and yeah, and pulling your gun over. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, this one has these two little sharp points right there. Do you see that?
No. Yeah.
Can you see it now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is where you are going to force the two parts that you cut off. You have to jab them with that. And my husband had done this for me. He's got stronger fingers than I do. But so you just stab it through there. Ugh. When I came back with these switches, my husband said these weren't the best ones out there. So when you go to the store, just ask for a better off and on switch. Okay, there, and then you do the same thing with the other one. And all switches, you're going to have to cut your cord in half. So make sure that where you're cutting it is where you're going to want it, because once you cut it, that's it. Okay, so now those things are in there. Okay, and then that's it. You just put this little sucker back on there. And it had a little, where's the thing? Oh, here. Yeah. It has one of these little things that just fall in there. And you just tighten it. And as you tighten it, it pulls it in. And that's it. That's all it takes. So now you've turned your glue gun into an off and on button. Gun. That you don't have to keep unplugging every time you want to use it. Because that for me is a pain in the butt to have to unplug it every time. You just turn it off and on. Okay, so that is that. Now, I had also told you, oh, there's somebody's address there. I did that one cancer awareness bear, and I told you that I had colored it in, and I was going to show you all how to color it. This is the paper I used. It has a big A, acrylic. It's made by Canson, C-A-N-S-O-N.
Can you cover that?
Oh, yeah, it's got I got an address there. Anyway, oh, those are some of my drawings. But this paper has a film to it, and I think that's what makes my coloring technique work. Now, I'm not a professional at this or anything, so if I offend anybody by this, I'm sorry. This is just what works for me. And I usually draw them, but to cut some time, I'm just going to stamp this little bear right there. Okay, these were the markers that I used. This one is called a Jelly Roll Metallic, and I bought this in a set of 6 at Michael's. These are the gel sticks, and these came in a set of 16. I bought them at Sam's about 3 years ago, and I can't find them anymore with the whole set with the glitter or not, but jelly sticks, I'm sure they're still out there. And then you're gonna need one of these Fantasticks. Now these absorb the colors, okay? So once, like I use this one for my brown, and these you sharpen so you can have a point. So once you use that for brown, try to keep it for brown, or else you're gonna have brown where you wanted blue and blue where you wanted brown. Okay, so this is all I did for that. These metallic colors are really wet, which is what borrows itself for my technique, and then I just put the other one a little bit under, and you can use any 2 colors that you want, and then check it out. This just blends so nicely. And that's all I did with those bears, and it has such a pretty shimmer to it. I don't know if the camera is capturing that, but and it just glides on the paper, and I think it's because of that film that this paper has. And of course, like with anything, you can use darker colors to give shadows where you want shadows. I know that everybody uses those Copic markers, and I bought me some, and I'm just not too good with them. I'm not good at the whole shading, and the light comes from here, and the shadow should be there. So this just colors it, and it just gives everything. Is it capturing it? You see it?
It's not really shimmering, but it looks good though.
And then this absorbs a lot of the color, so you can do, like, if you want the muscle to be a little lighter, you can just do that. So, a little bit of orange. Anyway, you'll get. And this other one that I use is Starlight's glitter gel pen, and these also come in a set of 6, and I think these came from the Dollar General. I think. Or Michael's one. Okay, and that's all I did with those bears. I don't know if I have that still here to show you all.
You're at 13.
I'm at 13.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So that's how I colored those, and those are the markers that you need to do that. I also had another lady saying that she had bought her first bottle of Glossy Accents. Goodness. I wish they sold this by the gallon because I love it. I put it on everything. She asked me how to use it, and this was a while back, ladies. I am so sorry. I just get so busy with things that I haven't had a chance. But this is, and once again, I don't know if I'm doing it correctly or not, but this is how I do it, and it's stuck. Crap. Oh.
There's nothing over here.
There's what?
There's nothing over here to stick to the left.
Let's see. Crystal has a blog now.
So check me out at crystalsnight.blogspot.com.
Yeah, Crystal's Night. Okay, and this is what I do with mine. I just pretty much, like, if I want his little muscle to stand out, and what this does when it dries, it gives every place that you put it a little plastically raised feel, not feeling. And I just put it wherever, ladies, wherever you would want that to feel. It takes about 24 hours for it to dry completely, and it just